MSI, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Turns out it's not all doom and gloom for FaZe Clan as they best Fnatic on Inferno, something they couldn't do with their full roster over in IEM Katowice. Now they find themselves picking up a very important 3 points in the Pro League with Exist, and with Exist fragging. I have Chad and Yanko joining me. That was a little bit of a turn from the norm.
Yeah, it was. I mean, last week, Alex, you and I casted that Fnatic Astralis game, and there we got a closer look at Fnatic, and something that was evident in this game was evident last week. Most of the rounds they win are extremely messy rounds. It's not clean. It's not a massive execute that's happening. It's them, somehow taking some map control, maybe some trades happening early, and then from that point on, there are some, awkward fights happening, or they win force buys, as they did here. They won, in the first half, 2 force buys, really. So that seems to be the problem for them at the moment, because that's not really consistent. They're not that much better than everyone else, like they were 3 years ago, and that could really get them wins consistently. So this is a problem, because a month ago they had this, but they also had some structure, and that's what allowed them to win Katowice, to win WESG, and now it's just the messy part. It
was the point, actually, that me and Chad were discussing while watching it. When Flush is jump peeking sandbags, getting a no-scope, and you're seeing them run into sites with 2 flashbangs and winning it. Yeah. Those rounds are great, but there has to be a bit more behind it. You can't just count on these crazy Fnatic rounds, and they are truly branded Fnatic. Not many people can do what they do.
Very unorthodox, right? And to build on Yanko's point, in that first half, they won 5 rounds, 2 of which were force buy rounds or pistol rounds, 1 of which was only with 2 flashes and a couple of upgraded pistols. 1 was a gun round that was a 2-on-4. And then the other 2 rounds came from, just a standard gun round win where they found the opening kill, and the other one was FaZe on Eco, right? So those 2 rounds are the ones that are only legit round wins that we would consider, based off of standard play. We didn't see any real set pieces coming out from them. There was nothing too impressive in that first half other than individual prowess. And for most of that first half, it just felt like Flusher and Crims were playing 2v5. There wasn't a lot from JW, Golden, or Lekra. Everyone very quiet. As you can see on the scoreboard there, everyone picked it up a little bit more on the CT side, but that's when you expect things to get easier. And FaZe even had some of those unorthodox rounds. We're talking about Nico going big with the Deagle, and then they got control of the economy, and Fnatic, they were just definitely in trouble.
They certainly were. I mean, you take a look at the scoreboard, Nico doing exactly what he had to do, but it wasn't just him. I have to draw attention to the Exist category, because not only is he out-fragging Karrigan, he's actually performing above Rain, of course, one of the best players from FaZe Clan. He's kind of surpassed expectations in that roster, and Exist looked good.
Yeah, and I think that's why we put the emphasis on it, because in recent games he hasn't been looking great, and I don't think there are huge expectations for him. But in some of these rounds, you see why we say that Exist is a good pick for them. Safe pair of hands, has some good rounds where he can, he is also one of the players, one of his fortes is his spraying, right? We saw a couple of good rounds from him in that sense, and that's all you need for him, just to hold his own, have a couple of good rounds here and there, and really just enable guys like Nico, Guardian, Rain to carry, because 3 of them is still more than enough against pretty much everyone to get wins on the board.
11-1 at the start of that game. Good grief.
Yeah, not too bad. I think 15 of his kills were made in the first half, so that's where the lion's share of them came. But he had 2 pivotal rounds. There was one earlier on, he grabbed like a 3 kill or something, and then that one from Pit, I think it was the last round of the game where he was in Pit. And it was a very messy round, right? It was a weird exchange back and forth. No one could actually finish the kills, but he stayed alive and had a lot of impact. So helping them looking a little bit better, and I'm sure as he feels more comfortable, we'll see more stuff like that coming out. But this is a map now, 100% win ratio out of the 2 that they've played on Inferno now, Alex.
There you go, 100% win rate with the new roster, and of course with the stand-in of Exist. Now, before we start talking about our next map, it is going to be Overpass. We've got a cheeky pro tip for you, and then we'll be delving deeper to see if FaZe can do what they did with the full roster on a very good map for them.
Hey Future Pros, do you hate it when those CTs push B short? Me too. That's why we have a molly for you today that will stop that exact scenario. First things first, buy a molly. Then line up with the middle of this wall. Aim halfway up on the right side of this radio tower. Then run forward for about 2 steps and throw. Voila, no more CTB pushes.
I didn't know Rush spoke French.
That's a really hard molly to perfect.
It is?
Yeah.
It looks so easy, though.
Well, he makes it look easy, but if you can do that consistently and earlier in the rounds, you're a massive aid to your team in pugs.
That's the thing, you have to do it straight away, right? Because if it's too late, then people will already move past that point and be in water, and then it's useless.
It's almost worse, actually, because you've thrown that, you're operating under the assumption that they haven't pushed short. You're probably not going to be approaching it the same way if
You
there wasn't
actually
a
go
molly.
next level, Alex. You throw it just a bit late, they're already in water, they want to fall back because they're getting flashed, they fall back into the fire and they die.
My goodness, you're playing 4D chess there, Yanko. That is a game plan in itself. And jokes aside, that is something that I think some of the best teams do. Not necessarily something that we're always aware of, but at times both of you have caught it where someone will not deliberately miss a smoke. We've had that gate already. But, you know, there are instances of a slight deviation of your strategy to catch someone out under the wrong assumptions.
Sure, and there's these little details in the matches that matter that is what catches them off guard. You know, just these little, you change your timing by like 1 or 2 seconds, or
That's enough.
you change the positioning of a flash, or you throw a dummy flash first. All these little things to maybe stay one step ahead, keep tricking your opponents. These are the mind games as in-game leaders that I used to love, right?
Yeah.
That stuff staying one step ahead.
And now, I guess, a bit of an exam for you, Yanko. We're going into Overpass. The quick quiz, the hot quiz, pop quiz, if you're in the US, is going to be simply, where did Olof play, and is Exist going to be filling those shoes? Was he holding that B site?
Yeah, he was holding
Okay.
B with Nico, and that was the whole Overpass and FaZe. You go B, Nico and Olof are there. You go A, Guardian and Rainer there, and Kerrigan is somewhere in between, rotating as necessary, right? And that's why they were so strong on the map, and probably still are. And now with Exist, there's a bit more pressure. I mean, not necessarily pressure, just Nico probably needs to do a bit more until Exist really gets into his zone and until they get accustomed to each other and the setups that they run.
Yeah, I mean, if someone was feeling really, really, really keen, what they could do, it'd be interesting, is to go through each map and outline how Exist approached it when he was in it with NIP, and how he's being forced to play it with FaZe, because I'm sure there is going to be a huge gap of, like, bearing in mind, you played with one roster for 4 years, Chad.
Yeah.
Chances are, you haven't held that in years.
Exactly,
Like,
right?
That's kind of crazy to me. It's like, oh, B-site, I haven't got any mollies or flashes, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In a competitive environment, you get used to playing your normal positions and with the teammates around you. This is why I think things like FPL and Rank S are very important to do on the
That's
side,
good call.
because it forces you out of your comfort zone. You keep learning and learning from players around you. Getting thrown into this for Exist, once more, he's a guy who's just going to do that role and he's going to learn. And this is why we're saying that with time, it should get better. We should see more frags coming out of him and being a little bit more comfortable. But Overpass is a map that this FaZe roster with Exist have played the most. They've played it 3 times. And at one point, they were the best team in the world when they had Olof on this map, right? We'd say they were probably the best Overpass team.
I don't think there was anyone argued
They've
against
lost it 3 times now. 3 out of 3.
And that was also the big upset in the final in Katowice, right? You were like, okay, Fnatic is going to win this final. It's going to be on Mirage, Inferno, and Train, most likely. You know, Overpass and Cash at that point are a given for FaZe. And especially in that game where Guardian had the incredible 1v5 and all that stuff. And looking back, that was like a huge upset because Fnatic comfortably ran away with that one. So I think here, what I'm interested to see in the whole, like, or to know the whole Exist discussion playing B, like, would he still watch POV demos of someone else and see how those players, because that's what you would used to do,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you're at the semi-pro level, you look at the best guys, you know, who's like really good at holding B on Train, right? You watch Taco or
Flusha.
Taz back in there, or Flusha, right? Different styles. Like, would Exist still watch someone else play? Or is he like,
I'd
I
like
got
to
this, I
think he
just
would.
need-"
If you want to get up to speed quickly, if you've never played it before and you're going in playing for the best team in the world, you'd hope you'd do a little bit of homework, or at least you'd hope that you'd sit there in the server and come up with some holds with the. I'm sure that they have,
The
right?
chances are he's probably got a document somewhere, and it sounds stupid, but he's probably got a document saying where he's playing, and then he can literally just go, okay, I need to look at that one. Cold
Sure.
Zera holds drop. I've never done that before, etc., etc.
You'd hope, right?
That would be cool. That would be a great interview question. I'd love to get our hands on him and actually learn that. Maybe at his first offline event,
Yeah,
which
Marseille.
is coming up.
Say, I think it's hard for players, though, to be fair, right? You have these online official games,
Yeah.
then you have tournaments, you travel around, then on top of that, you have, like, individually, whether you play deathmatch to warm up or you play some FPL, rank S, you know, and on top of that now you also have to watch, I mean, okay, Exist maybe has to watch demos, but I think all players really should keep an eye out on, you know, what are there maybe some new trends or something that's happening, which I guess they can see in practice, you know, being done to them, and then they study it a little bit. But really, there's a lot of extracurricular activities for these players that really makes your day run
Busy.
away.
Yeah. I'm sure you run out of time quite quickly when you are trying to get everything done as well as improve your game. Chad, sorry, you were looking at me with some stats. I feel like you've got the stats out.
Well, with the 3 maps that these guys have played on Overpass and lost all 3, it's been to North. That was when North had the stand-in.
Oh,
right?
God.
That was
Yeah,
the internet issue,
A-core.
and they still lost 16-5. They lost in Pro League to NIP 16-14. And they lost to Fnatic in ECS 16-7. So they've already gone head-to-head on this map with these exact rosters, and Fnatic have come out on top. Now, from what we have seen, it's the T side of FaZe not being able to get going, right? They haven't ever been able to get the economy up, so Guardian can get the AWP out. He's had very poor or low impacts on a lot of these T sides, which I think, has nothing to do with Exist. That can't be his issue. It's just the approach on the game. So I don't know how they would have fixed things for their T sides going forward. Obviously, they can look at how they lost to Fnatic when they played recently and then make the adjustments.
Sure.
But coming into this matchup, the FaZe guys are looking hot, right? We had 3 players just there, Exist being one of them on form. Rain and Carrigan, not too far behind. It's a pretty convincing win, 16-9.
Yes, I guess the question is whether or not they can maintain that performance, and if Exist can maintain that performance, I think it would be very telling if they can consistently now they win this to get 6 points. We're going to start seeing a bit of an incline. That would be really exciting coming into Marseille.
Yeah, especially because they're in such a weird situation, right? So you don't have your standard 5. You lost an incremental part of the team for an extended period of time, unspecified for now. Yes, you have a good stand-in, but it's not great. So you are in this limbo where you have great players, you still have, even if Exist was, for example, the 5th player of this team, they're still a legitimate contender to win championships, right? But you're playing with a stand-in. So what is the mindset of the team? Yes, of course, you're always playing to win, and you always say it, but are you really 100% into that, or is the thought creeping up that, yes, we are playing, yes, we are practicing, but in reality, this is not our full roster, so even if we have some disappointing results, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Like an excuse, almost. As in, at the back of your mind, subconsciously, if something does go badly, you can't have the same mindset of, we did everything we could, because you have that fallback.
I think the best thing, or what we could hope for, is that these guys are professionals getting paid a lot of money, and they can, put that in that
it's not about that. I'm not saying, they are going to have that mindset. It's just that it's something that's in human nature to an extent, right? It's like when that discussion was had about 3rd place deciders that had nothing besides, 10K more for the winning team, right? And I think it was JW who had a couple of tweets saying, yes, you do play that game, and as a player, you still want to win, but just the disappointment of losing like the semifinal and not playing the final, it does have subconsciously an effect on you. So I think that could potentially be something that happens to FaZe, although you would hope not, because it would still be very interesting even with this lineup.
So help me out here. Help me out. I need to understand whether or not FaZe can get to Dallas. We've seen them pick up 3 points here. What's the rest of their schedule looking like, Chad?
Yeah, we need to put a bit of weight on that now, because this is an important match for both teams. Obviously, Fnatic quite low down in the standings, but FaZe are on that cusp, right? They're in that 7th to 8th mark at the moment, and they, we do want to still see them make it to those finals. Right now, they have Fnatic, which is their 3rd last game, going into the next matchup. It's going to be against LDLC.
Should be 6 points.
We should be hoping so.
One would hope.
But we know LDLC, they can occasionally show up and make teams sweat. They've done it time and time again. And the final game for them, which will be happening on the last day, when all the games happen at the same time, so we make sure everybody's on an even pegging, will be against Space Soldiers, which hasn't been an easy task for anybody.
Okay, so basically what you're saying there is that this is a very important game. Well, of course it is, but this is huge. If they get 6 points here, that's going to be a big jump forward.
Absolutely. I think with that, and I think they're going to get a lot of points at, at least 5, I would hope, against LDLC in their next game. I think that's going to be enough for them to secure a spot at the playoffs. So, yeah, this is a huge run, considering that Fnatic is faltering at the moment. This is a great chance for FaZe to make a huge step towards the finals.
And in case you're wondering why we have the game on screen, we've just been working out a couple of server issues. Players weren't happy with their ping. That's why we are slightly delayed on that match start. But they're currently happy and are warming up.
We got to keep everyone happy here at the Pro League. It makes sense.
Of course,
we want everyone smiling.
And especially when we've just outlined how important that game is, imagine having that, actually, the servers ruined it for us.
Everyone's smiling, everyone on time, on schedule. But I think we've been talking a lot about FaZe. We should talk a little bit about Fnatic, because they're in a interesting situation themselves. They were in shambles after Star Series, wanted to get Exist in instead of Golden to change the in-game leader. Then they go on a miraculous run in Katowice, beating FaZe in that best of 5 in that championship, and also win WSG 10 days later, and win 1 million over the span of 2 tournaments, really. And yeah, those were great titles to win, and they played really well in Poland. But after that, when they came back, we've seen much more of this, messy style, not that much cohesion, coordination, right? Flasher hasn't been lights out like he was in Katowice and all of that. So now you wonder, where is Fnatic, right? How are they going to fare in Marseille at DreamHack Masters? Because you fear that if they have another disappointing performance where they don't even make the playoffs, do they fall back into that frame of mind where it's, yeah, we needed a roster change, that was just, a lucky run in March.
Oh God, I can visualize it as well. Bombing out in the groups of Marseille, and then suddenly we're right back to square one. It's almost like the Katowice and China run didn't happen. I could see a world where that does become reality.
Well, this is the thing, right? Counter-Strike is becoming to a point where we might just have to start looking at it like a 3-month window, right? Because it's so many tournaments going on and all these roster changes, it's hard to see teams keeping rosters and everybody being on the same page for 6 months or a year, And that's kind of what you'd prefer. But with the way that the Counter-Strike schedule is set, and Valve's influence on when the majors are, we do have these issues, right? So we're never going to have it the way that I think would be the most ideal for everybody playing at home. Fnatic have obviously had a fantastic run. We've seen that players like Flusher and Crooms can still be big stage players. There's a couple of caveats there when they've come back, right? They just came back from WSG and had to play some Pro League matches, like getting off the plane from China a day later. Those kind of things, you're never going to be giving that 110% because it's just physically not possible.
It's like going into the office after the work trip. You just don't feel like you're going to be doing your optimal.
Mate, you remember when we flew back from Australia and casted that same day?
Yeah, do you remember when I landed from Vegas and casted the entire Pro League?
That was pretty good. These are good times. But to add a bit of context to Fnatic's runs to end,
time.
Yeah,
they've got this last map versus FaZe. Then they have Envious, AGO, Na'Vi, and LDLC. Fnatic can pick up a truckload of points on their road to Dallas, Alex.
Do some maths for me, Yanko. That's 2, 4, 6, 8 games.
Yeah, but they have 19 points right now. So even if they get all the wins there, 3 points from all of that, it could still be, and they're not going to win every single game till the end of Pro League. It would still be close, and it would still depend on some of the results from the other teams. So yes, they have a really good chance, but
that's my dream run. I would love to have LDLC, AGO, and Envious in the run, if you know that you needed to get a lot of points towards the end of the season.
Envious has looked better, in the past week or two. I don't think they're a walkover anymore. Yes, they're at the bottom of the table, but Envious also have the least games played in Pro League. So they have, some catching up to do, and we could see them out of relegation by the time we've hit the last day or two.
True. Absolutely. And it's interesting as well, because not only do Fnatic control their own fate, they control the fate of others. The reason I'm staring at a piece of paper here is because many teams, actually, today alone, can get themselves qualified for Dallas. And one of the ways in which Fnatic can affect that is by picking up a win here.
Okay.
By picking up a win here, that would stop Astralis from qualifying today. They need to get themselves either the full 6 points. If they get 5, Fnatic's victories today would stop them from being locked in. It's going to be a bit chaotic.
I appreciate you feeling time, Alex, but I just hate these discussions. There's like 5 match days left. There's like so many. Okay, and they stop Astralis from qualifying today, and then they qualify tomorrow.
Yes, I was just looking for something to talk about because we don't know what FaZe are going to do. That's the real honesty. And Fnatic, you never know what they're going to do.
Well, we can look at what happened.
That's what they do. They win.
Yeah.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Money on my mind, and I never ever stop.
We should do like a barbershop quartet.
Sorry?
We should do a barbershop quartet.
Like in Scrubs.
Yeah, but we can add Henry.
Why does a quartet? Yeah, 4.
Yeah. So we can look at
what does a barbershop quartet need 4?
We can look at what happened in the last time these two teams met online in ECS.
Yeah, because we'll learn a lot from that.
Fnatic had a fantastic T-side. They won 11 rounds.
Okay, well, that could not happen this time.
Yeah,
and,
that was the same thing that happened in Katowice, right? That was so surprising because Fnatic on a map that they almost never play really unless they're forced onto it in a best of 3 when it's picked against them. You know they're going to struggle on the T side unless they're going to go for super simple plays, which is something that FaZe should have been prepared for, and that's what ended up happening. And FaZe could not hold the sides. They just crumbled on that CT side, which is something that you can't really allow to happen.
It's something that we're keeping our eyes out for. It does sound like the players are starting to ready up, and this is when things get interesting. Already we've seen FaZe can actually exceed expectations here of us here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk. Do you ride that wave, though? Yanko, you had faith in FaZe on Inferno. What about here?
Yeah, 2-0 FaZe.
2-0, expecting to see those 6 points go FaZe's way and taking a huge leap towards Dallas. Chadney.
I'm going to double down on Fnatic.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of that going on the internet lately.
And you are staring at a victory they had recently.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You double downing?
Yeah, I'm double downing.
All right, okay. Well, he's expecting to see things go the way of Fnatic, and now I get to hear from our casters and what their expectations are. The delightful Lauren Pansy Scott, like a precious flower.
Like a pansy.
Pansies, you see what I was going for?
No, I
It
got
was an
it.
attempt. Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
you're real on point.
Thank
at the
you
moment.
very much.
The
My
quartet
throws.
thing was great.
Yeah. First question. Pansy, where did it come from?
Someone called me it in a server.
You
and,
pansy.
Yeah, I thought it was funny being called a sort of effeminate male as I was.
That was good. You pansy. Clever. Okay. And the next question is, of course, going to be, who are you choosing? Do you choose Yanko's side? Do you go with the FaZe 2-0? Or are you joining the Aussie?
Look, the caches are coming up. Can't be seen.
There it is. Fraternizing with the enemy.
Exactly. So it's got to be Daddy Yanko, right?
Hanky?
I'm gonna stick with FaZe as well.
You do?
I feel like an Overpass. I feel like Rain's gonna bring the pain. Guardians looking sharp today. I feel like it's gonna be too much of them. Although Fnatic are looking good, they're bringing some of that crazy, frustrating action. You know, the jumping no scopes, the clutches, the full eco victories, all that sort of thing. So.
And actually, a follow-up question then for you, Henry, because Fnatic have a style, a very clear style, and not many teams have actually managed to maintain a style as everything's gone to poo. So my question here is just, Fnatic's style at the moment is winning the silly rounds. They're running into sites with 2 flashes. Do you want to see them kind of find some more stability on top of that?
I'm quite happy with their overall package.
like it?
I think the style, it suits the players. I think they're all kind of got their idiosyncrasies, and it's really cool to see them work. I like it, but we'll get into the next... We'll get into the next game. Here we go. It's going to be an Overpass. As we'll see, the smoke's deployed, and it's going to be Rain fighting towards the connector.
God damn, that's not a bad start. You said Rain was going to bring the pain, and it looks like that is how it's going to start. JW goes down very early on here, and with the T side getting control of that underpass, it does mean that there's plenty of options available for them to work either side of things, especially if they get past Crims, but that's yet to be seen. That's still on the horizon. As FaZe now open up the gateway to the rest of the map. Where can they go? What can they do? Well, it looks like B is what they're eyeing up, and I've been thoroughly impressed with Exist thus far. He's been certainly making his presence noted. Now, nice hit coming through from FaZe. Dink towards Lekro makes it very tricky for Fnatic to play this one back in.
Here we go. Bomb planted. It's going to be a 5 versus 4. To push towards the graffiti area. It looks like another kill will be coming his way very soon. Not quite though. Golden and Grims will actually be doing a great job to find kills on the retake. It's going to be now just Exist and Nico trying to do what they can. Just Exist fighting at the forefront here. We'll see whether he can take down Flash. That's going to be a very arduous task, as Exist will have to clutch it out now. 2 versus 1. They have got a kit on the back pocket of Flusher, and Exist has got his work cut out for him. But Exist might be able to do this one. He certainly does. Oh my goodness. FaZe do pick up the round. It seemed like Fnatic was so certain he was towards short.
I'm really surprised that defuse didn't come through either. That felt very much, you know, he was on there for a good while, but great work from Exist. Good timing, but surprising they didn't consider Monster. Surprising, you know, there's always gambles, there's risks you have to take if there's only 2 of you. Sometimes you do have to kind of balance it out. That was, yeah, great work from Exist. You know, I guess we highlighted the performance on Inferno was very good. It petered off towards the end. You don't expect monster performances throughout, but he certainly had a lot of punch to his work coming in. Now the CZ's being bought up, a lot of armor to supplement, and Crims with that scout. Good work from Flusher to get 1, but the follow-up is just simply too far beyond capability. And again, it looks like this B hit might be coming through. The upgrade towards the AK, and here comes the rest of the hit. Kerrigan works his way up, but it's Lekro isolating Nico. It's some very surprising trades coming in here. Certainly not clean from FaZe, but it might be job done until then. Golden might have just thrown a spanner in the works, and the follow-up is perfection. There goes the bomb. Now you're going to see Rain in a real predicament. Where do I go? What do I do? How do I get myself in a 1v1 here and not somehow give this one away?
Here we go. Well, Golden delivering the goods there. Great work with the CZ. He has smoked towards short, Rain. He's at least taking the attention away from the bomb. He's going to be making his way through. Crims with the scouts will be trying to hold the line here. Golden falls back towards short, but Rain making noise. I can assume he's got the bomb at this point. Still has got time to work with. Golden pushes off towards short, and Rain just holding up for now. Using the train to mask some of his footsteps, perhaps. And now just holding up for anyone to hunt for information. The longer he waits, the more questions they'll ask as they push off towards short. Golden actually decides to fall back here. Rain making his way towards that monster tunnel, but both CTs sticking together. That's what they should do. Make it a single 2 versus 1 instead of 2 separate interactions there.
Here we go. 18 seconds. Rain trying to slow the pace down, give himself opportunity to cause doubts among Fnatic, but they're not falling for it and they're fine. Golden waits for the push up. Job done. Golden's having a bit of a round there. Those 2 kills. Big with the CZ.
That's FaZe going for the B play there, but the smoke working against them. Great stuff from Golden. The first kill was great. Second, even better. Carrigan did nothing about that. CZ prevails, of course it does. And it will be round number 3 coming in, and a 4 spy, and many CZs coming in the hands of the FaZe clan now. We'll see whether they can give Fnatic back equal treatment to what they just received. We'll be into round number 3 here. AK's available for Golden and Crims. UMP and a shotgun, and the shotgun will do some damage towards Guardian, but not quite enough. He'll go down, and they'll make their way towards the bathrooms this time.
We know the only shotgun these days is the Nova, and Oscar has proven this to be true.
And the auto shotgun, he likes that as well.
Yeah, but it wasn't as spicy, but that's not bad from Crims. Going to stop Rain trying to bully his way up through the toilets, but now the pressure on Long means they get caught in this kind of no man's land. Good flash to slow this down. I think it was from Flusher, possibly? And it just sets up Golden really well. They kind of stagger the hit out, and that flash kind of was MVP here. So again, down to Exist and Guardian. Going to try and split the difference, get over towards B, maybe get a plant out of it, but Lekro's not going to be moved. He's playing this really smart, playing it right to the very edge, and you can see every opportunity being looked for here. Exist. Oh, Crims, does he expect this? That nade's right on for it, yeah. They definitely suspect the boost being a possibility. Lekro might have to look for this one. Crims, though, takes the head of Exist, and it's just Guardian, and that's dealt with. Fnatic keeping control. Good flash. You saw the pressure possibly coming through on towards A. Then that looked almost like they're going to get caught in between, falling back towards site, but no. Fnatic, keep control.
They certainly do after losing the first frag in the connector as well, and we'll be Fnatic recovering, using those saved AKs to mow them down as we go towards B. FaZe for the full eco now, nothing purchased into round number 4. Fnatic doing a very good job here at the start of Overpass on the CT side, the more preferred side. And it's a chance for Crims to go for a first shot here. Does manage to land one. Carrigan under 66. JW might be able to get a little bit better than that. Going for 3 kills now. Gets them all. And Carrigan will get 1 constellation frag. But it's just Nico at this point. Does get a ding towards Crims, but not much more than that, I'm afraid. 5 players started the round. 4 will leave. Fnatic will presumably bring out the AWP on JW. Maybe that's a call. Crims might have to drop it.
Flusher's
and it'll be
got a
Flusher will
spawn.
go for it.
Yeah, he's got the spawn. Why not give it a go? No, he's going to drop it on over. Team player. JW, no spawn for it, but maybe he's got a little play. I was hoping we see like some of those crazy Molotovs we saw before, and these sort of things that was coming out. Crims just going to be doing the deep smoke rather than the Molotov. Obviously, you can jump quite comfortably with those, and they go as far as they like. But JW, no stranger to this, but it looks like possibly a bit of a hit towards B, at least to begin with. A lot of pressure shown towards Monster, play towards Water. Rain having to kind of hold himself away. Nico showing presence towards Short, but 3 players still very much dedicated towards B. They've left Crims a lot of real estate, as with JW, but that's good positioning between Crims and JW, excuse me. Holding each other's kind of vulnerable areas and just making sure that they're being looked after. And JW is about to do some very JW-esque things. It may not be a shotgun, but he might just use it like one. The bomb could be in a real tricky spot. Does he here exist, though? See the timing on this one. He's definitely heard it. And there it is. Great work from JW. If he gets any more, this is a huge bonus, but the bomb being stuck here is a massive issue now. Rain is on a recovery mission. Working his way through the playground, getting closer. JW's dedicated to an angle, and that's not one Rain's coming from, so this could be a little bit of a problem. Guardian, great timing towards Flusher, capitalizing on that. And now this spurs on Rain. Smoke goes in, running through the utility. JW's going to try and time this. Doesn't get it done just yet. Now he gets closer. No, Rain didn't get it. Oh, and I thought the knife came out. It's Crims with the rifle towards Rain. And Guardian, even though he did recover a gun, I don't see a 1v4 coming out of this. It would have been an ace if he had got it, but no. Great play between Flusher, Crims, and JW there, but Crims doing some great work to have good positioning to bounce off the back of where JW was and make sure that was always safe.
4-1 for Fnatic. This is looking quite good for them, isn't it? FaZe can't really get rolling. Remember, still getting Exist into the lineup properly, and we'll see whether this will yield any sort of success for them. What have they got? CZs, Deagles, no armor, no nades, and it's going to be Carrigan trying to lead the challenge to go towards middle here. He'll be going towards the playground position. In terms of the aggression, not really much required here. JW now back on the AWP, and Crims using this gap in the smoke to guarantee himself a kill. Oh my goodness, Rain takes down one and maybe gives him a chance here.
He even tagged up JW, this guy. Here we go. Let's see what you got, Rain. Tagged up though, probably going to drop that rifle off, but should go to Exist if anyone. He's the one who's got the armor, but maybe trusting Nico for now to keep control of it, as Exist is elsewhere. got himself towards Underpass, so he's going to be the kind of, I guess, gateway player. He's going to secure that, back off from it. He knows no one's there, so probably the last two players split between the sites evenly. So actually, FaZe will have the number advantage. They might be able to work something out with that. What do they have utility-wise? Very little. Just that grenade toward Rain. If they can get Exist in position, maybe allow him to trade in effectively. But Lekro's the one watching towards Monster. Molotov goes in. Good read on the timing, just that feel, but you've got to hope the Flusher is there with him. Okay, great. Takes down Kerrigan on short. So every other player now remaining for FaZe is by Monster, and here comes the timing.
It is somewhat promising for FaZe here. They did get the jump on them a little bit there with the timing, but you can see the footsteps coming through. Lekro repositioning, JW backing him up, and they didn't really get much done there at all. 5-1. As we get a little bit deeper now into the first half, the Orbital come out, presumably in Guardian's hand. 2 kills for him. Nico 1-6. Kerrigan not much further ahead. With Fnatic, their money, Lauren, is starting to get to a point where it's very promising. Lekro at $11,000 even after the reinvestment. So that's great for him. They've got a couple of AKs to work with here. The Orb, if they can win this round, they'll be set for most of the half. As Molotovs and Flashbangs going towards middle. It's actually JW towards a connector this time.
I love how he uses the AWP as well. It's an exploratory sort of device for him. He does get hit by the Molotov, so the position's been noted. You can see the push comes in, but JW is too quick. The nade can't be really deployed in time. Exist will trade that back in. It's down to the 4v4 as we do see Exist doing quite nicely in this underpass area, kind of working his way through, but JW, what a bit of fun he has there, but leaving a bit of an open gap here. That AWP looking quite the prospect for Exist. Can he get that one back? Do they want it even? They've already got the AWP on Guardian. They don't need this one. Golden playing through the toilets. As the flash comes out, Exist starting to apply pressure towards A, but FaZe not really showing everything that they have yet. Golden going to be hearing a lot of movement coming his way, probably making the call towards Crims to prepare himself and maybe consider rotations from the players on B, but spots out Exist, but that's not enough. That's the dagger in the back. Kerrigan delivers that one happily as Crims now prepares. He's the only one who's, at least right now, dedicated towards A. You do have a player on the way, that's Flusher, but they're going to check on this. Exist, he looks for it, but he doesn't get the kill. It's Nico to come back into it now. And in a 3v2, advantage does sit with FaZe.
FaZe, though, a lot of work to do here. Flusher trying to make things as awkward as possible. 2-on-2. Flusher takes down Kerrigan. 30 seconds. Bomb obviously not planted. And Flusher will just fall back for now, trying to wait for his teammate to rotate in. That's going to be Lekro. As Flusher will wait for that. The bomb is planted in the very default position. Flush up. Down he goes. Nico, great shot with the AK. Lekro hasn't been playing too well this evening. We'll see if he can step up here. Speculative shots towards the fence, trying to get a little wallbang going on there. Guardian, great position there. I'm not sure if Lekro quite spotted the elbow there. Doesn't look like it. He'll just be holding up, and there it is. Quick kill from Guardian through the edge of the fence itself. Gets the headshot, and there it is. FaZe the first gun round now. Remember, they did win the pistol.
FaZe certainly need a bit of that. Felt a bit flat for a while. See if they can kind of string that one going forward. Keep the eyes on the money. Still not perfect by any margin. Exist suffering a little. I wonder if he's been dropped out. I think he has. So he should be fine. There's an AK there and he is all sorted out. So a decent purchase all in all. Obviously the buffer's still very much present with players like Lekro. Still on 4k here, even after all that. And JW wants to make matters at least kind of turn around for a second here. The deep smokes of the flashes do allow an opportunity, but it is going to be dwindling and he does fall off this. Bit of an early soiree towards the party, but they're not going to stick around too long. They put JW up by the toilets, and Crims falls back towards long as Flusher keeping eyes drilled towards this Rain. Oof, if only you knew. But for now, good map control, bit of a default coming out from FaZe. They're not exactly doing much beyond that, but playing towards long, a little bit of pressure building here as we do see that utility being used to clear out the corners, start controlling the map as best they can, forcing Fnatic to use that utility back and actually trying to demand some of the attention that they deserve.
This is going to be another good game, Lauren. I can feel it. FaZe starting to warm up. JW with the cool boost. This is another boost that was, for so long, very common. We don't really see it that much these days. But 50 seconds remaining. You can see them setting themselves up towards long. Golden's got a very difficult task of trying to spray them down at the awkward angle. He really has made a bit of a meal of this one. He does get one kill. He'll be happy with that. JW's certainly going to go down. He goes to the quick scope. Not going to happen for him though. Exist comes out on top, but Crims maybe could get the triple spray down. Not going to connect the third shot, but he does get two. Exist down to 59 HP. Flush is just trying to listen out for that plant. Let's see if he can do any damage to grenade. He does two. But Exist will go for the plant now. He's going to be left with Nico. quite the ally, and Exist does get the plant down, will be dropped in the process, and Nico up against Flusher and Lectro. Can he do it again? It's going to take another clutch from him. He gets behind enemy lines here. They have no idea. This could be absolutely everything. He's not going to fire just yet, and it works against him. Trying to be super clever with that one. It was a great choice, but unfortunately, Flusher does spot him. And down he goes. 6-2. Reset, the bomb gets planted, so a buy is available. Not great. You can see 3 players hovering around 3k mark. Guardian can buy the AWP, but no armor. If they didn't get that plant, they'd be in an absolute horrible position, but this is at least doable. I think they might take a pause here. They will indeed. It's going to be called by FaZe, just to work out how they distribute the wealth. Who's going to buy what? Are they going to go for the AWP? Are they going to go for CZs? Only, maybe some body armor. His Crims didn't get the 3 kills, Lauren, but he did get the 2, and at least gave him a chance to win that round.
When they lined up like that coming in from long, it was just like, well, there it is. There's the round coming around right there. But all said and done, I think we were saying this at least at the start of Inferno. It kind of changed, I guess, towards the end. It did depict how close the game was, but at least at the very start of Inferno, it was very much it didn't look as close as it was in the rounds. The scoreline didn't quite display how close some of those rounds had been. You know, 4v2s being won by obviously the team with 2 players left alive, and a lot of these very close situations, and I'm hoping we get to see more of that here. Money not quite settling as you highlighted, but you can see what they've gone for. A couple of CZs, a deagle on Nico, the body armor is there, and head armor, so they're relatively well set. Guardian on the glass cannon, we do have the rifle with Exist, so they've got a lot to play with here. You could see something out of this one. They're certainly not going down comfortably at this point, and Fnatic on the other side, of course, their money's not the best in the world, but more than enough to fashion a very good purchase here. You've got JW up on the AWP, you've got everything you need utility-wise, kit-wise. They've got it all in this round.
Here we go then. Guardian has been trusted with the sniper. Will it be the purchase that yields the result they're looking for here? Time will tell. He's going towards long now. He's got Crims waiting on the A-bomb site along with Lecro. Minute remaining. Some map control coming. You can see they are pushing towards the bathrooms here. Guardian along, they are going to go for the A execute. With the little utility, this does make sense. Just try and get those smokes on the bomb site. Flash over, going as a 5-man unit, but that grenade, oh my goodness. It's an absolute nuke, and Lecro's going for the 3-man spray down. He's going to get it. Absolutely fantastic work by Fnatic. Just pushing in front of those smokes as they see them come in and completely punish the FaZe side. Carrigan now. Let's get an M4. This isn't over just yet. Trust me, he can actually do something with this one. That's a nice shot. Bomb down, and JW with the AWP will require a missed shot, but Carrigan certainly can do something with this. Guardian, here we go. Okay. If Carrigan didn't go down there, there was a real chance. Guardian 2 HP, maybe not so much anymore. 20 seconds, 2 points of health, no armor, no nades. I think we know where this one is going. I'll try to save the AWP, but if Carrigan somehow survived the one and Guardian got the drop on the sniper there, that could have been everything. Yeah,
there's a world in which that works out. For now, Guardian going to try and keep hold of this AWP going forward.
Might as well, right?
Yeah, it's such a game changer for this man especially. And Flusher is very close, and we didn't see it because we were sweeping around the map. So the nade was there. Flusher was very close by, but that does remove the AWP away from FaZe. That could have been a nice little I guess, trick up their sleeve, and especially considering they killed Guardian at such a bad time. Look at the money he's got left.
Yeah, indeed. Nothing for him now. It will be just $100. That's really the worst time for this to happen. Like, mid-half, money's already broken, and we're at round number 10. It has to be another full eco here for FaZe. And you feel like Golden's going to get just that easy kill towards Carrigan. He'll explore a little bit further here, confirming they are just on Glocks. As JW sets up towards the middle position. What a shot that is from Crims. Very precise. And that range is ambitious.
One must risk it for the biscuit.
Yes.
Crims actually using the Silence M4. I just try and keep tab of it now. It feels like such a rarity, but anyway, let's look at what FaZe can afford here. Again, Guardian is going to be suffering now. That's a bit of an ongoing saga. If you can get the AWP away from JW, that'd be great if that could fall into their hands. That'd be a lovely way to bound back, because his money is going to be just suffering until they try and break this trend. But they have fashioned a buy together beyond that phase, even though their money has been a bit, up and down a bit here, there, and everywhere. Golden sticking on the SMG. Curious what he's going to try and get done with that. Very aggressive beginning from the CT side, however, pushing right on in, and it works tremendously. JW and Flusher both providing opening opportunities here for the CT side.
3 players remaining, and this by, like we said, Guardian always going to be struggling after what happened. And 5 versus 3. FaZe look quite flat today, don't they? They've won the pistol, remember? And since then, they got 1 gun round. JW looks like he's going to get another one. Not quite. Guardian spraying absolutely everything. And, oh my goodness, JW actually offers himself up. I'm surprised. After having that advantage, 5 on 3, why even go for anything more? But still, went for it. They have the man advantage still, but could all fall apart, even with this good position from Golden. Taken down, though. Carrigan will punish him. This is just Fnatic playing into FaZe. They don't have to take these challenges at all. And Lecro, luckily, does take down Rain, but it's going to cost him a lot of HP. Flusher, great positioning. Carrigan thought nothing coming whatsoever. 2 kills for Flusher. 9-2. And another eco. This is getting a bit desperate now.
Yeah, maybe I should have supported the Australian, but it just feels that Cassius is, you know, it's getting closer, so I can't back him up. So let's say maybe you do go to Australia, maybe you don't. Who knows? You know, it's not confirmed, announced.
Let's be honest. I've done every single ESL event in the last 3 years.
What do you mean?
Lauren. It's
Henry?
not like I'm at every
Henry?
ESL event. It's not a
How
surprise.
dare you?
I'm just going to say that's all I'm saying. I didn't say anything. I just said I've done every ESL event in the last 3 years. Have I not?
But do you reckon you could maybe...
Oh, there we go.
You love to see it.
Game is not happy. To the replay machine.
To the replay.
There we go.
There it is. No worries. No harm, no foul. But no, it's... how are you feeling this year? If you did play against Chad, do you think he's going to cheat again and get like his old roster together?
I know he's speaking to all the cronies again.
Oh, yeah,
he's got
on
the
the
WhatsApp
blower?
group going on.
Disgusting.
He's like, all right, guys, it's going to be that time again. We're going to play the bloody Palms, aren't we? And that's probably his greatest achievement he ever got in CSGO was beating me.
Henry,
So
easy. We need to save this for the interviews.
It's good.
All
That's a good line, though, isn't it? That's
It
good.
is. All right, we need to save that for the, you know, can't blow the money shot.
Famously,
5v4. Known to be called as such. Crims trying to do something a little special. They're pushed up. It has kind of cut FaZe off at the knees. They are down to 3 players. Exist Rain and Guardian left to try and pull this one together. But they have very little step towards the map. They don't have any presence really towards B. They've lost out an underpass because Flusher, look at him lingering down there like a shark in the depths. Clenches the jaws and catches Rain. Exist and Guardian now, the last 2, and they're surrounded on all fronts. They don't know where people could be, where they are, what's the next potential threat, but they're trying to work it out together. And not exactly the known combo, not exactly an infamous duo, but maybe this could be the start of something beautiful.
We'll have to see. Less than a minute remaining. And Golden, that's good play. Just get the information, buy the time now. Make things difficult. You've made your presence known. They definitely can't just run in and plant, but here's JW. See how it's all set up so perfectly. Golden just keeping them interested. And I was about to say, this would be an open shot case if Guardian hits that, though. Could have been absolutely everything. Exist gives himself a fighting chance now. Good shot. Has to make his way back towards bathrooms, but there's a surprise. Knife foul, bunny hopping around, and Lecro is there from the connector. And it will be another round in favour of the Swedes. Bit of love tap there, just shooting each other. Flusher just asserting his dominance. Like, you're not coming near this defuse. Back in the day, the defuse was very valuable. You used to get 3 kills.
Oh, 3.
So planting the bomb and you're going off, you got 3, and then if you defuse them, you got 3 as well. So you could get like rack of 50 kills in a game.
And that makes you feel good when you hit tab.
Yeah, I used to like when I used to see my teammates struggling and stuff like that. You just get, if someone's on that like 0-6, just like, bro, yeah, come get this.
No
defuse.
one wants the bond.
I'm gonna go get
No
this
one
gun.
wants bond.
You just go get the defuse.
Yeah. Just have to pretend that you. Yeah, my game crashed. So you got to just, you know, reconnect.
That used to be a classic as well. If things are going really badly, you go pull your network cable out just for like just a minute, just get from the server, come back, fresh scoreboard. He's like,
you're fine.
I'm fine.
The difference it makes, God only knows. But in my mind, I felt much better. Nico down already. This is very dominant from Fnatic. They've come out swinging here. And really, it looks like FaZe are very, you know, unversed with maybe having a new player coming in for now. Exist obviously stepping in, and it's not an easy map to, you know, be completely cohesive on. Very hard to punish those rotations throughout this, and Golden gonna make the most of that, toying with a lot of danger there, re-peeking into that one. Guardian still terrifying with the AWP.
Oof. 5 versus 2. Carrigan and Guardian, yeah, this is not looking too good at all. Carrigan drops like a sack of spuds, and so does Guardian.
What are you going for there?
It did cross my mind, and like, luckily I'm filtered. I've got the headset on. I know I go to a different mindset.
It is weird, isn't it? Like, I've tried to not swear when I stream video games, but that doesn't really work.
Because I normally should probably go into this. I normally
dear.
drink when I'm streaming, if I
Oh,
ever stream. So
you're-
like, I feel to
yep.
myself, well, I can get away with some things.
You have your cheeky shandy of an evening.
Yeah, like I normally only drink beer. If I drink anything more than beer,
It feels a
if I
bit
go for
too
a
much.
whiskey's my
Oh,
like
a
my
scotch is
fighting
nice.
drink. That's when I say things I shouldn't say. So I'm just like,
You're not the only person in esports who has that issue, all right?
yeah,
you
I know.
we-
But
we-
it's just I know if I have a few beers I can stream. But the thing is, I stream maybe once every 6 months. So
got you. It's not.
it's not a regular occurrence. It's not like it's a problem I've got where I have to like, wow, this is really becoming an issue for me. No, it's fine.
Henry G,
I
next
stream if I'm
big
ever home for more
streamer.
than 2 weeks. That's when I'll stream.
Got you.
Which-
that never happens.
I'm home. The longest I'm ever home for is I think is 10 days a
You
year.
have, like Christmas time, you might get a couple of bits and pieces,
Yeah.
but we'll come back to this. As it actually looks like FaZe. This is the round they make the impact happen in. I
Last
mean,
one.
I guess get Galils, get CZs in limited amounts, and just all in towards A. Why not? Necro, JW, can you make this one go back in your favor, or is this a bit of a done deal at least in this round? Give them a little bit of a bonus round to get back in. FaZe will have 3 in the end on this half, but it's Fnatic with a domineering 12 to their name, an exceedingly good performance, maybe exceeding our expectations here. It didn't feel as though maybe that was going to be the case. We thought it was going to be certainly closer. The rounds felt close at the beginning. It felt a bit of a back and forth affair, but no, it was very much defined by from Fnatic once they got into things.
There we go. 3 rounds on the board. It's not really looking too promising for them. Obviously, a lot of pressure on the pistol round for FaZe. Remember, they won in the first half. But 12-3 is the bogey scoreline in Pro League. We've seen it throughout the seasons. Since Season 4, we've commented on the 12-3 scoreline and how anyone can bounce back from it and usually win. So
Why have
FaZe,
you done this?
it's the anti thing. I'm saying it does usually
Oh.
happen, you know? So if I say it usually happens, I'm going to be proven wrong when it doesn't happen.
You're smart.
Yeah.
Why is Nico on 3 kills?
Why is he?
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been clicking on people's heads, unfortunately.
Oh,
He's been
I
getting,
hate it when that happens.
he's been getting his head clicked. So, and he got 43 ADR. That's actually more than he should be getting with 3
For
kills.
3 kills, yeah.
So he's throwing the flashbangs, he's got the Molotovs down, the HEs, a few shots in the bum. But apart from that,
Hello? Henry. Swearing already. Terrible word.
who swore? What did I say? I said bum.
Oh, the kids. Think of the kids.
I think they say that on children's
There's-
television.
I think
think
they
that's
do,
fine.
actually. I do think. I was watching. It was. I get the name's great. Did you ever watch Dick and Dom?
Dick and Dolman's Bungalow. Yeah,
Yes, Hank.
yeah.
The Bogies game that came through from that was a classic.
Yeah, Alex still plays it. You should,
Wasn't he too young to watch that, or it echoed through, didn't it?
Well,
Like, I mean,
he's part of the YouTube generation, isn't he? So you can find anything he wants online. So
he
that's how he
watched
does his history
slightly
classes.
old kids TV shows.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. You know what? Why not? I mean, god damn. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed rewatching that. Awful TV, but fantastic.
Yeah, I think we did a whole podcast on memories from our childhood.
Yeah, we
didn't
did,
So
yeah.
I'm surprised Dick and Dom didn't get a mention there. I remember one of them was a magician as well. He used to do tricks.
Yeah.
That was a thing. There's a lot of gunge involved in that show as well.
Yeah.
Gunging. Do you remember that show Get Your Own Back with Dave Benson Phillips? Where
Oh my god, hold
Yeah.
on. Let's. Was it Get Your Own Back?
Get
Was it-
Your Own Back, and the idea was a child would come on with either their teacher or their parent and
yeah.
say, I want him to stop making me do homework. And then, like, at the end of the game show, they would have to sit in a big chair, and
And
you
you'd,
get
like,
questions right. They just go
dunk 'em,
higher up, and
yeah.
they dunk guns. They
Oh
go into guns,
my
whatever happened.
God.
But there he is. Yeah.
There, like, you can't see it at home, you know, but you can Google it. Play
Also,
along
the
at home.
show Funhouse. Remember that? You might,
Funhouse.
that might have been.
Let's have
You're
a
only
look.
a couple of years younger than me, I think. But that was a
Funhouse.
big for me. Funhouse on ITV. Is that what you'll find it.
Hold on. With Pat Sharp?
Pat Sharp was the host, and he had 2
Oh, it's a classic.
lovely twins who were the hosts as well.
Oh, he's got phenomenal hair.
Yeah, in the 90s
Hank.
hair. He did change it up, but he did have
I mean,
crazy hair.
it's like the ultimate mullet.
Then you've got Art Attack as well.
Art Attack was my favourite.
Yeah,
Back from
Neil
school,
Buchanan there. So
Pop that on.
that was
Love
great.
a bit of it.
that was very
Oh.
good. Well, that's the extended break over.
You're
I
welcome.
think I've got one more funny story. So I'll save
Oh, yeah.
that if we need it for a technical
Always, if in
time.
case there's a technical.
Yeah. But
Alright. Thank you for pacing us out.
yeah, exactly. You can't let you have all the gold straight away. It's going to be 12-3 FaZe, as I said before. Need this pistol. We'll see where they can do it. They're going to have the 4 USPs, the P2000 for Guardian, as per tradition. Flashbang towards long for Carrigan. That's going to be thrown in. We'll see if that yields anything. But the execute from Fnatic. But look at the bomb. It's actually all a bit of a ruse here. They're going to be throwing smokes, flashbangs, and Rain. He's going to get a couple here. You can just feel it. Oh, no. He missed. That's shocking. They bounce around the corner. He gets nothing for it. Normally so stoic in those sort of positions. Carrigan, he really has got his work cut out for him. He needs at least one here, Lauren. I don't think he's going to get it. He's got pressure from all over, but Exist arrives just in time. Guardian with the P2000. He managed to get 3 kills on Inferno. Can he get anything more here? They start to rotate. Carrigan finally gets that kill, and it's looking quite good for FaZe now. Electro can't get the shots in. It's getting all sorts of awkward for everyone.
Here.
Yeah.
What is going on? Oh, bloody hell. Carrigan is going to get the shot through in the end, but that felt a real struggle. Nico unchecked.
Okay, it's a bit of a weird round. There
and
we
he
go.
hits that. Can we just hit tab real quick?
Rain 5 and 15.
Yeah, I was just seeing if pings were off. I mean, no, just it was just a really obscure round. Like you know, you sometimes see it where someone just the USPS it feels like one of two things, and the match pause. Technical. Who'd have guessed?
Well, there you go.
So Henry, the goal. Talk to me. I'm excited. Unless you want to break down that round.
This is a complete tangent. This is something that happened to me today. I thought was quite funny.
All right.
So throughout my years of casting, being on camera, obviously everyone tells me I'm very pale. You know,
yes.
That's the thing. You've probably get similar things.
I am also pale.
So yeah, being a lady, you probably get to know what kind of tones and makeup you should wear, so you kind of can handle it a bit more.
I have no idea.
You don't know.
No clue. Makeup artists.
I've never had any input. I don't know what the terms are, what I should do. I normally say, can you just make me not look like a vampire? So recently this week, I purchased like gradually tan moisturizer, you know.
How's it going?
And I came and sat down today in the makeup chair. She goes, oh, you've been getting a lot of sun recently, haven't you? And I was like,
you know what?
If Alex wasn't in the room, I would have gone with it. But then Alex was sat next to me,
and he just ratted
and he just looks at you. He smiles at me straight away. He knows I haven't been in the sun. He knows I just talk about games and sit indoors. That's all I do. So he's like, Henry, and I was like, it's not real. It's
not real.
I've only been using it for one day, so to be fair, I'm just very happy that Boots have made a product that works.
Wonderful.
You know, that's
Go Boots.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Because a lot of the fake tan stuff, sometimes it's awful.
Yeah,
especially the moisturizer gets streaky. It's too much.
It all worked out for me. So I'm going to keep using it and see whether I can.
Are you like tanning up for Australia?
I'm trying to get the base tan in before Australia, so I don't look like a
the
complete Brit. It just turns up like white as a sheet.
Red.
So that's definitely my plan. So yeah.
I might have to do that as well. Down to the tanning salon. Just do the Ross from Friends.
Yeah.
Never know when to turn around, and at the moment it looks like Fnatic never know when they shouldn't be winning rounds. Grims, you can plant the bomb wherever you want. Pick your fancy, and it's a 4v2. Exist and Nico.
How have they done this?
I don't know. Again, these are the rounds that just shouldn't happen. Somehow they seem to exist. Is having a big swing up in performance. 2 big kills has created a great chance now to come back in on this. No kits to be seen yet for FaZe. I'm not sure if there's one down on the site. This was a very, very low-end purchase. There it is. Nico's picked one up, so there is potential, but this spot from JW, it's hard to check on. It is going to be checked upon, called upon, but the trade is there. It's down to the 1v1 now. Flusher with only a CZ up against Nico. You've got to feel this is getting worrying time-wise for Nico. He's got to start toying with it, and he's done. He's going to have to back away. That is a fun one, and the tag to follow. I don't think he's going to make it out, and that is a frustrated player.
Oh dear, the reset as well, 13 to 4, I should say, and it is going to be Exist with a great attempt there. At least he takes some of the guns out of their hands, so they won't be completely balling out of control next round. But it's the Deagles, the CZs coming in together. Electro's Deagle is just something brutal to behold. Sometimes it just looks unbelievable how many shots he can hit with that time and time again. Obviously the force buy and Nico being hit somehow at the beginning of the round. A nice little slash there, I'd imagine.
You love a good early knife.
Yeah, we see it way too often. But
or he's on CT side. He could have fallen down, going down towards B. You can still take a little bit of damage. I don't know where the hell he's playing actually. Wait. Yeah, he could have just taken damage himself. But 5 kills, how very un-Nico-like. Very curious, very quiet game from him. It feels like he can always at least do well. You know, there's always like a 1v1 so he's going to win, but... pardon? Did Flusher just tag the guy? Flusher, what are you up to? I'm pretty sure he just tagged Carrigan while killing, like, the guy in front. Can we watch that back production at some point? I'd love to see that one. That was pretty fun. Nico, Exist, and Carrigan left alive, and they're being just swept aside. JW, powerful play up long, not scared. Carrigan living up to the CZ's reputation, at least for now. Flusher did get found, so a little bit of revenge on that one will exist. Sadly irrelevant to this.
This was the force buy as well. They're going to have like $2,400 per player in the next round, so this is maybe the absolute end of it, because they have a full eco, a force buy, and then they are really done for. So we'll see. Exist alone. Bomb about to go off. No kid, of course. We'll see if he can get anything. He's got 15 kills. He actually just played very well tonight.
Yeah.
But they did manage to win Inferno, just a note. So I think if they can just keep splitting series, I think they'll be fine. I haven't looked at it.
No
There's a
idea.
bit of paper over here. Let me have a look.
Oh, Alex will have notes on that, won't he?
Yeah, Alex does all his no notes. So here we go. Let's have a look.
All right, you have a little peruse of that. I'm hoping we get that replay. I really want to see if Flusher did tag him in the end. Oh, here we go. Come on. Flusher. He managed to tie out Carragher. That's great. I don't know if he knew he was able to do that either. I think it was just like a reactionary thing.
So Fnatic can't qualify tonight, as far as I can work out.
It is Alex's notes. His handwriting is very hard to see.
NRP can qualify, Space Soldiers can, Astralis can.
Yeah.
But overall, Na'Vi can as well. So yeah,
Okay.
Fnatic got a bit more work to do, so have FaZe, before they're guaranteed spots. So this bit of paper only tells us who can guarantee like
Like today or very close,
yes,
right,
or
yeah,
this
yeah.
week.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, that's certainly on the horizon for these two teams. They're not out of it by any margin. Rain, however, making a bit of an awkward situation for Fnatic here. He's still alive somehow. Someone deal with him. Flusher brings the knife to the gunfight, and he actually still wins it. He's still going for it. Why not? Just keep going. And Nico now, your last man alive. And what is this? What is this?
Ooh, he's missing a lot tonight, isn't he?
He looks tilted,
Yeah.
which is rare. Like, I know he's an emotional player, but he just controls it, right? It's just very odd.
Well, this could be the last round. The Scouts, the Deagles, the UMPs, the CZs, and a few grenades. It's not looking ideal, I'll say that much. Round number 20 could be the quick finish here for Fnatic. FaZe didn't really turn up to Overpass whatsoever. Remember, they won the pistol in the first half as well, and I think got 4 rounds in total. And well, they actually won the pistol in the second half as well, though. They've won both pistols.
It's not good, is it, when you
That's
put it
not
in that
ideal.
way?
That's
No.
really not ideal.
No, it feels a little bit rough around the edges, to say the least. And while Rain's trying to do what he can with the CZ, but it all feels like a little bit of a pointless endeavor exist. Very impressed with him. Good to see him having an individually
Oh, he
fun
wants a
game.
knife.
But
Lekro, what are you doing? Just win the
come
game.
on! Why are they like this,
Guys.
Henry?
Why is he going for knives, Alex?
Alex, Alex, can you come over here?
I'm going to knife him. Cool, man.
Sorry, what was that? Cool, man.
Yeah, I'm knifing him.
Oh, Henry just went full dad mode on that. It's like, cool. God damn.
Like, this happens way too much on the lights here. It's like people just going for the cool plays instead of actually just trying to win. But there
This
we go.
feels like all of our games we played together.
Yeah.
This feels like disappointed dad voice comes out from here going, guys, can we stop? Do we want to win? There, the sigh, if you can hear that in the back. Very quiet, of course. However, it's a 1v2. We'll come back to Henry's disappointment in us perpetually and all of our daddy issues that really do define us. But it's Guardian and Exist to try and control what they have left.
Oh,
and
dear.
JW.
Well, we've got a few more rounds to go. This could be the 30 rounder now.
Oh?
Good job, Lekro. Well,
Yeah.
either way, we will be into another one. It's,
You can have a word with him later.
might have to.
Sit him down.
So shotguns, AKs now, as Carrigan will be pulling out the lesser weapon. Obviously a full buy for Fnatic, but there we go. It's going to take a little bit longer now to finish this one off. We'll see what happens as we get a little bit deeper here on Overpass. There will be no AWP available. Also towards short, flashbangs coming in. You think that was just Lekro just trying to like impress the cool kids at school? It's like,
he just
oh,
saw
I
it
can
like
do this,
Flusher
I
did
can
it
do
as
the
well.
naughty things as well, guys. I can
The
have a go.
naughty things.
Yeah,
Bloody
like
hell.
he's part of it.
I'm down with the kids. JW, though, going to find the first kill put on the board. I think it's a matter of just trying to shut this down. You don't ever let FaZe get a chance. Let's be honest here. They're a team that can do annoying things, that can drag games out. Even if they win or lose, it can get a little bit closer. Sadly, a lot of the kind of key players have not had a good performance here. We've had Exist having a pretty decent impact, but that's not what you want to see. Crims catching up Carrigan. This looks all but over here as Golden finds Rain. It's looking a little bit problematic, and I've just realized what sort of phrasing you can make happen with the names Golden and Rain. Oh, how have I not made that joke yet?
Because it's probably not appropriate, maybe.
Don't kink shame me. How dare you?
I think that's probably the main reason you haven't done that.
I guess.
Oh, hello, exist. There we go. A few more rounds. Oh, it's still a 3-on-2, I guess. I thought that was the
You're so
equalising
done with
frag.
this, aren't you? It's just like,
That whole
let
situation
Crows
really
ruin
did upset me.
everything.
It really did upset me. Either way, it looks like they'll still be able to close this one out. They've got low HP, but they are planted towards bank, so that's fine. Bomb down. They've got a smoke, a couple of flashbangs. Crim's in a good position here. And this could be the end now. We're going to see Nico coming through. He is checking every single corner. Will it be enough? The problem is it's such a wide angle to check. And, well, Crims does go down. This could be a successful retake. Nico with the defuse kit. Golden and Lekro trying to do whatever they can here. Good shot from Lekro. Nico now with the final play. It's not going to happen for him. It's going to be a 16-5 victory for Fnatic. Remember, FaZe won both pistols there as well, so that was not a good showing from them on Overpass. Couldn't really get going at all. Fantastic stuff from Fnatic overall. They looked good on their pistols, their rifles. The AWP was there for Flusher and JW in the first half, and they managed to completely run over the FaZe defense there in the second half. Not really much done at all.
No. Good summary.
I think that's kind of going to be the perfect summary. And, you know, Chad pointed it out actually in the pre-game. He was saying that they haven't won a single overpass. They played it 4 times, now 5 times. It does seem like it's completely eluded the map that used to be the best. Thank you so much, Pansy and Henry. Chad, you've doubled down on Fnatic. Has been rewarded. Fnatic take it, and convincingly as well. FaZe Clan unable to really put any pen to paper.
It doesn't usually pay off when you double down, but this time the success has come through. I think something you have to note here is this map is great for players who want to be super annoying on the CT side, and JW had a field day, right? He was involved in 9 openings, either dying or getting the kill in the first half. So he was very aggressive. He had 6 opening kills, and he died 3 times in the opening, mainly to Rain, actually. So they were kind of having a bit of a duel. So he was finding a lot of success there. And when you're having the gun rounds and you're getting down a man early, JW is really good at getting in, getting the kill, and getting out. And I think that's something that's very difficult to deal with. 4v5 on the T side of Overpass isn't something anybody wants to be dealing with.
I agree, and that's why Astralis for a long time was regarded as the best team on the map, because they had such a strong default. You couldn't get that early pick against them, right? And then they had great ways of ending the rounds. Here, rounds were falling apart for FaZe a lot of the times in the first 30 seconds of the round. And then obviously it gets a lot more difficult to win rounds, especially when you have a stand-in on a complex map like Overpass. You know, it's going to take more time, but even with all of that being said, they won both pistols.
Yeah.
They won both. No, here you go. Here you go. If you were outlining, you know, I asked you for win conditions often before a game. I feel like, and you can answer if it's wrong, you would have said, win both pistols, get a good start. Exist needs to be keeping up with the frags, and there you go. Exist top of the scoreboard, both pistol rounds won, and still FaZe couldn't pick up the win.
To take that Exist point even further, on the T side, when they only won 3 rounds, he had a kill or more in all 3 of those rounds. I think one of the gun rounds he had 3 kills, the pistol round he had at least 2, and there was another gun round where he had 1. So he definitely had impact on all of the rounds that they did win on that T side, and for some strange reason was the top fragger, which is just bonkers. I don't quite understand how that all unfolded.
Yeah, got looking a little lost there, FaZe. Nico 5 frags.
Yeah, from having, you know, being the top fragger on the previous map, now with the lowest count. I'm not sure if the server changes were, you know, because of him back and forth. You know, previously he had some issues with high ping in Pro League, but still, I mean, even if your ping is slightly higher for a player like him to only have 5 kills on the map, and he is also a very important player for FaZe on the map, because most of the time he's on his own towards B. He tries to find duels there, you know, take fights, get advantages, and none of that obviously happened.
It all kicked off as well with Golden getting that CZ on the CT side, right? We saw that, was it last week? You casted it?
Yeah, me and Alex.
Yeah,
it
happened last week, happened again here today, and that's what kicked it off. I don't know if something else to note. Did you see the amount that Flusher was spraying Nico's body every time he killed him?
No.
Like every time he was killing Nico, he was just like unloading clips of just guns all around him into Nico's body. I don't know if that was to keep him like maybe tilted.
That's very much a Fnatic play. You know, just try and like kick a player while he's down, try and just find any advantage you can. And absolutely, that is something to be considered, those sly inner workings in the server. For now, though, we will be taking a break. When we do come back, you get to see more from Astralis. They're going to be taking on Na'Vi. You don't want to miss it, so don't you move a muscle. Come back, we'll be talking all about it.
Incendiary out.